In living the steps, we begin to let go of our self-obsessions. We ask a higher power to remove our fear of facing ourselves in life. We redefine ourselves by working the steps and using the tools of recovery. We see ourselves differently. Our personalities change. We become feeling people, capable of responding appropriately to life. We put spiritual living first and learn to use patience, tolerance, and humility in our daily affairs. Other people in our lives help us develop trust and loving attitudes. We demand less and give more. We anger more slowly and forgive more easily. We learn about love from members of Narcotics Anonymous. Through the love we receive in our fellowship, we begin to feel lovable ourselves, a feeling totally alien to all our old egocentric selves. Egocentric, excuse me. Ego used to control us in all sorts of subtle ways. Anger is our reaction to our present reality. Resentment's our reliving of past experiences again and again in our minds, and fear is our response to the future. We need to become willing to let God remove these defects that burden our spiritual growth. New ideas are available to us through the sharing of our living experiences. Rigorously practicing the few guidelines in this chapter, we recover daily. The principles of this program shape our personalities. From the isolation of our addiction, we find a fellowship of people with a common bond of recovery. NA is like a lifeboat in a sea of isolation, helplessness, and destructive chaos. Our faith, strength, and hope come from people sharing their recovery and from our relationship with the God of our understanding. At first, it feels awkward to share our feelings. Part of the pain of addiction is being cut off from this sharing experience. If we find ourselves in a bad place or we sense trouble coming, we call someone or get to a meeting. We learn to seek help before making difficult decisions. By humbling ourselves and asking for help, we can get through the toughest of times. I can't, we can. In this way, we find the strength we need when we need it the most. We form a mutual bond as we share our spiritual and mental resources.
Hi everybody, my name is Clarence and I am a grateful recovering addict. Sharing in regularly scheduled meetings and one-on-one with recovering addicts help us to stay clean. Attending meetings remind us what it is to be new and of the progressive nature of our disease. Attending our home group provides encouragement from the people we get to know. This sustains our recovery and helps us in our daily living. When we honestly tell our own story, someone else may identify with us. Serving the needs of our members and making our message available gives us a feeling of joy. Service gives us opportunities to grow in the way which touch all parts of our lives. Our experience in recovery may help them deal with their problems. What worked for us might work for them. Most addicts are able to accept this type of sharing, even from the very beginning. The get-togethers after our meetings are good opportunities to share things we didn't get to discuss during the meeting. This is also a good time to talk one-on-one with our sponsors. Things we need to hear will surface and become clear to us. By sharing the experience of our recovery with newcomers, we help ourselves to stay clean. We share comfort and encouragement with others. Today we have people in our lives who can stand with us. Getting away from our self-centeredness gives us a better perspective on life. By asking for help, we can change. Sharing is risky at times, but by becoming vulnerable, we are able to grow. Some will come to Narcotics Anonymous still trying to use people to help them continue their habit. Their closed mind is a barrier against change. A spirit of open-mindedness coupled with an admission of powerlessness is a key that will unlock the door to recovery. If someone with a drug problem comes to us seeking recovery and is willing to try, we gladly share with them how we stay clean. We develop self-esteem as we help others to find a new way of life. When we honestly evaluate what we have, we can learn to appreciate it. We begin to feel worthwhile by being members of NA. We can carry the gift of recovery with us everywhere. The 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous are a progressive recovery process established in our daily living. Ongoing recovery is dependent on our relationship with a loving God who cares for us and will do for us what we find impossible to do ourselves. During our recovery, each of us come to our own understanding of the program. If we have difficulties, we trust our groups, our sponsors, and our higher power to guide us. Thus, recovery as found in Narcotics Anonymous comes both from within and without. We live a day at a time, but also from moment to moment. When we stop living in the here and now, our problems become magnified, unreasonable. Patience isn't a strong point with us. That's why we need our slogan and the NA friends to remind us to live the program just for today.
I want to thank everybody that read. Living this program on a daily basis has shown me a new way of living, and one of the things that it's enabled me to do is not go around tooting my own horn as much as I did when I first got in the program, and especially the way that I did before that. Sometimes I just can't help from tooting somebody else's horn for them. And while the last meeting was going on, when the people connected with the convention came in and said, "Hey, I got somebody out here I want you to meet." And I went out there, and Clarence was there. And I'd known Clarence for a little while. I met him over a year ago, and he cleaned up about a month after I met him in July. He just celebrated a year clean on the day this convention started. He just got here less than an hour ago, I think. He's a real good example, as is everybody else up here, that this program works, you know. And the real neat thing about Clarence, I think, is that Chicago is his hometown. I met him in a joint over in Ohio, and he just got sprung Monday and came back to Chicago Tuesday. And when you see him later on at the convention, I'd like for you to make him feel real welcome. He's a miracle. I want to turn the meeting over to comments to you all out there, because this is your meeting and your convention. Please raise your hand up, and I'll get you up here in front of the microphone to talk. This is being taped, and I encourage you people sitting up here at the panel to make some comments too.
Hi everybody, my name is Paul and I'm an addict. I was talking to somebody before I came in here, and I said I was either going to go to a meeting or go play the piano, and I came in here to play the piano, and there was a meeting in here. And I stayed to see what it was about, and it was just for today. And I decided that I was going to stay because I was talking to somebody about this chapter last night, and the thing that I liked the most about it last night was just for today I have faith in someone on the program. And everything that in the chapter that was talking about the faith in the higher power and isolation and the anger of now and resentment of the past and the fear of the future. All those, I experienced all those as a relationship that I was in and got out of, and have been going through the process of getting out of it for the last 6 months. And I found that last night at the marathon meeting we were talking about isolation with being in a relationship, and I was around this person all the time, and after we broke up I found that all the people that I knew as friends and I had a rapport with, I did not have a rapport with them after we broke up, and I was angry at myself, self-pity, and I had fear that me and my girlfriend would never get back again, and I was frivolous. And that was when things changed in my spiritual program. That's when I got down on my knees and really started praying instead of just laying in bed and going through the motions of thinking to God and just thinking, well, that's praying. I started feeling the need for praying instead of just doing it because somebody told me that I should do it. And a lot of things have changed since then. You know, it's still at this convention, I do it. You know, my girlfriend is here, my ex-girlfriend is here, and you know, the resentment is still there sometimes when I see her with her boyfriend, and you know, it's acceptance. It's like they were talking about acceptance, and it's getting better. You know, I've been able to talk to her, I've been able to talk to him without really steaming and having a gut wrench in the morning. And I've been able to share with both of them about how I've been feeling. That's a miracle, you know, because he was a best friend. He was a person that I used to get high with in Indiana. I mean, I've known him longer than anybody in this program. And I thought it was such a twisted situation that things like that don't happen in the program, you know. And, you know, like it says like people say, and it kind of insinuates that in the book, the only thing the program can guarantee me to do if I work the steps to the best of my ability is to stay clean for one day. It doesn't guarantee that, you know, I'll have a job and a girlfriend for the rest of my life and everything will be fine. And I'm getting more and more seeing reality through the program, through pain. You know, I'm a hard ass, and I don't start growing until I do slack off on my spiritual program, and I get complacent and I hit a bottom. And I didn't have a relapse because of that all that anger and self-pity and pain and shit, but I had a lot of emotional relapses, you know. And that made me, I had a choice. I had a choice of isolating and going out and getting high and killing myself, you know, which is what would have happened eventually, either now or later. Or I could have shared with people. I knew I needed to share with people, and that's what I started doing. You know, nobody's calling me. I called people up. And today, instead of having a bunch of friends, like when I first came around, I thought I could get along with everybody. Everybody was my friend. Everybody loves me. I love everybody. You know, friendships change in the program. I'm finding that out too. And today I've got people that I can sit down with and talk about my feelings, in other words, intimately, and really get real feedback from them. And that's what's helping me grow. That's my honesty. That I have a hard time being honest with everybody. You know, it comes out brutally blunt to some people. You know, there's some tact and stuff, and but it's a miracle that I feel the way I do. This is the first meeting I've been to today, and I've been okay just floating around and doing stuff with people, and I don't know, my head likes to float around. It's hard to keep my mind right on right now, you know, with situations. And like where I'm at is I'm just sitting right here, and I'm in a meeting. And if my mind is revolved around the fear of how somebody else is, or resentment because of something I felt they did to me, or what I think they might be doing now, then I'm just totally screwing up right now. I mean, what's happening right now, I'm shitting all over today, like you know, and I know that the wonderful thing is the more I come around to these meetings, the more I learn and I live the program. And what I feel living the program is to me is I make a mistake and I finally understand what those cliches mean, and that it sinks in. It finally sinks in, and I realize that if I do it again, it's insanity, and that I'm not living the program. It's kind of like an opposite way of looking at it. And even though I know all these principles and I've made these mistakes before, and I'm learning more and more about myself, I still do these things. You know, I still get angry and resentful, and I know it. People point it out to me, and it's shorter and not as deep, and so, you know, as long as I keep working, it's gonna get better. It's not gonna get as bad as it was, but and that's the neat thing, is this too shall pass, and this too shall not be as bad, you know. So, thanks a lot. I'm glad I came in. Thanks for everybody reading.
My name's Mike. I'm a drug addict and alcoholic. I don't know, I suppose I never talked before on a tape, you know. There's a record of it or something, you know, maybe that's good. A couple people recently at work died, you know, and there's no, I don't know, they'll just be forgotten after a while. You know, it's real sad. I don't know, sometimes I have to force myself to do certain things. That's the way the program's been. You know, my will is to fight this, you know, to do everything possible to avoid, you know, this kind of feeling good and getting to know yourself and, you know, others, and being a human being, you know. Naturally, there's something in me that wants to fight all of this. You know, but I can't afford that. I'm glad I'm here. Some of the marathon meetings and that, there's really a lot of people in there, and, you know, you don't get a chance to talk, or maybe you got to go right up and just take that chance. Make that decision to, you know, take a risk and just go right out and, you know, do it. Just, I don't know, I haven't really got a lot to say, but this is one thing I had to do. I had to come up here and, you know, this is what I do for my recovery. Doing things that, you know, if I'm scared, I just gotta, you know, forget it. Just, I guess that's turning it over. Turn that fear over, and thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm an addict and an alcoholic, and I'm real grateful to be here today. Hi. First thing I got to get out is when I get up in front of microphones, I get nervous as hell, but if I can just get it out and talk about it, then I can deal with it. The chapter that was read, the things that stood out to me the most was that by living this program one day at a time just for today, then after a while I see that my whole life has changed, my whole way of thinking and reacting has changed. A lot of my ways of thinking haven't changed, but the neatest thing today is that I don't have to act on them. And, you know, it also talked about having a positive attitude, and I keep telling myself that all along. Real early in my sobriety, about third or fourth month, my sponsor drummed into my head that there are no rights or wrongs, that all those things are judgments. And today I remember that. I try to think more, what can I benefit from? Will I benefit from this, or will it hurt me? And since I don't want to hurt myself anymore today, because God knows I've done enough of that, you know, I try to seek out the people, places, and situations that I can benefit from. And I've been in and out of relationships, and in one for the last 6 or 7 months now, that I'm learning how to just be me, and I don't have to depend on any other person, place, or thing there again for my well-being. I guess the bottom line really is if I put all my eggs in God's basket, I don't need to put them in any other thing or person's. And I'm living by that today. I'm living my program the best I can and trying to keep my attitude as positive as I can. And I'm just real grateful to be here and have an opportunity to be at this World Convention and meet all you beautiful people, because you are my family wherever I go. Thank you.
I'm Mark, I'm an addict. I just got a couple things to say that it hit me when people was reading it. One thing that I read, it was a line out there that says everything we know is subject to revision, including what we know about the truth, or especially what we know about the truth. And I found, like, I look at my life and I thought booze was the cure for the problem I had with me, and I thought heroin was the cure for the problem I had with booze, and I thought pills were the cure for the problem I had with heroin, and then I thought Alcoholics Anonymous was the cure for the problem I had with pills, and then I found out that Narcotics Anonymous was the cure for the problem I had with Alcoholics Anonymous. That's my own personal opinion, and if you don't like it, pray for me. Something else, this chapter, like if I only had one hunk of literature I could have, it would be this chapter, because it's like the China White of the book. I really believe that, because there's no bullshit. It's just for today, live in the program, and that's what it's all about, because that's what I try to do. I thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Hi, my name is Fern, and I'm an addict and alcoholic from New York. And when I first didn't even realize that my problem was drugs, I went into a detox to clean up, because I thought my problem was just living. And I got out of that detox with a pamphlet that I had read, that addicts help other addicts, through this program called NA, and through a very good counselor, the concept of living just for today. And so far, what I do every day is I took this Tell Yourself Just for Today paragraph, and I took that out of the white book and I put it on the mirror next to my bathroom. I put it on the wall next to my bathroom mirror, and right next to this little cartoon that tells me, in essence, getting up early means being successful for the day. So maybe that'll work just as well as just for today. And it really gives me a really good start on my day, because I know right away that just for today I'm not alone. And I know right away just for today I have tools. And thank God it's been working as well as it has, because I have the willingness to let it work. I'm also feel a little stupid sitting up here, but I know you have to talk into this to participate in the meeting. Sometimes I have to break my just for today into just for now. You know, just for right this minute where I am, or just for that morning doesn't mean that is the total sum of my day, because that happened 3 hours ago and I start my day again 3 hours later. My sponsor taught me all this. And at the end of the day too, I see it again, because probably one of the last things I do is brush my teeth again, and I start to recollect on how my day went. And one thing that I feel that's really, I know I'm advancing in my recovery, is that I'm not just wondering if today was just a good day, but at night I start to think, could I have made it better? And what can I do now to make it a better tomorrow? And that's just for tomorrow, not for next week, but just for when I open my eyes again. And I really love this paragraph in this chapter, because it really has helped me a lot. I see it every single morning and every time I'm in the bathroom, and it really has helped me a lot. And that's all I wanted to say, and thanks a lot. Very grateful.
Thank you. We're running a little bit past 5, so we'll put a tag on it and close up after a couple more brief comments.
Hi, I'm Tim. I'm an addict from Milwaukee. These things make me nervous. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I guess, just for today, one day at a time, I try to live that way. And, I remember reading in the White Book, every clean day is a successful day. Okay. So I'm reading in the White Book. Wow. Every clean day is a successful day. And, and today I have a choice. I don't have to get high. I can stay clean. And I choose to stay clean today because I'm happy, And, I don't know how or what happened. I've gotten better. And, I just know I'm happy today. I'm a hell of a lot happier than I ever was getting fucked up, And, so I stay clean. Through this program, I don't have to get high. And also, one of the benefits, through this program, I've become aware of, a whole lot of things that I didn't see before, that, things in life, real beautiful things, that I can experience. And, I'm 20 years old, I'm pretty young. And yet there's so much out there that, just life seems so short, So it's become real ingrained in my head that, I got to make the most of each day, and I feel real, I'm not sure what it is, but I don't like wasting days, I just feel like, hey, I could have done a whole lot more. So it's real important, make the most of each day. And I ask my higher power to help me do that each day. Help me make the most of today. And, and I got to keep it one day at a time, because I think we all know about projecting, and give me 10 minutes off into my head and I can be 20 years down the road and this is how it's going to be, and I have a real tendency to think in ideals, and I always get disappointed, and then I can get into the self-pity, I don't have that now, but I want it so bad and blah, blah, blah. I can really do a number on myself, So, and that's just where I keep my focus, and I'm also aware of a lot of things that I should be doing, I'm not, certain things I'm not dealing with today. But I'm where I'm supposed to be today, and you don't get better overnight. And I try to look at things. Well, I don't like the way I'm feeling. What can I do about it right now? If there's nothing I can do about it, turn it over. And if there is something I can do about it that I'm not willing to do, it's kind of like just for today, fuck it, And I just try to be happy in spite of myself, and. And I do the best I can. And I am getting better in spite of myself, because I fight it all the way. But I have faith that someday that'll change. I won't have to fight, and I won't have to learn the hard way all the time, I guess with that I'll pass. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
I'm still grateful for coming out. My name's still Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Best thing I like about this chapter talks about gratitude. I don't know about the rest of you, but I did not come in here brimming with gratitude for any damn thing under the sun. It says, especially when times are tough. I sponsor quite a few people, and when they find out, their day sucked, life ain't been what it wants, their immediate wants and demands have not been met, they've still had a successful day no matter what. And they ought to be damn grateful. I don't want to be. So I know as soon as I tell them where the hell's your gratitude, they're not going to like what I say, and they're going to walk bad. Good. I got my point across. That's how it was got to me. It says in here, addicts have a lot to be grateful for. We talked just a little while ago about recovery and relapse. And I'm not entitled to be here. Not really. And I had a real good sponsor. She told me, I said, I didn't do it. She said, you didn't do anything to deserve the rotten things that happened to you in life, and you will never deserve the good things that happened to you in life. But you best be grateful for whatever happened. That's what I like. And sometimes when things are real tough and real hard, even after accumulating a couple of days around here, sometimes all I can list is about 8 things. But thank God at the top of it says I'm clean today. It tells me in here if I can stay grateful for being clean, I have a good possibility to wake up and start out the same way the next day. The other thing I love in this chapter, it says, honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness to try. The lack of one of these principles makes our recovery difficult and relapse possible. And it also makes recovery painful and difficult when it should be simple. I don't know about the rest of you, but after sticking around here a while, I've gotten real greedy. I like things simple. I'm getting so sick and tired of pain and confusion. But it takes what it takes, right? It also talks in there a couple of more pages, you know. If I use those principles, honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness to try, life will become easy to deal with. Not better, not necessarily the point of what I think is easy, but easier to deal with. My biggest problem is learning how to live today. Mainly because I don't know too damn much about it without using a drug. What I like about it is it says when we stop living in the here and now, and I'm still working on practicing staying in this minute, because I'm like the other young lady that spoke. I have a hard time, you know. I'm like the rest of you. Give me a minute of insanity. I'm projecting down the road, or I'm screwing up over yesterday. And give me that second to get my head straightened out. Remember, I'm in this minute, and what can I do about it? And if it boils down to nothing, I go back and say, take whatever actions are necessary and leave the rest to HP. And give it to him and let go of it, damn it. Don't go back. You know, and then I can do something about my here and now, which is enjoy it. I like doing that today. But it also makes me another promise. When I stop living in the here and now, our problems become magnified unreasonably. I'm so tired of that unreasonable magnification of my problems, but I bring it on me because I won't keep it simple. I won't stay right here and now in this minute. And that's all God ever guaranteed me. You know, this day, this minute. And I don't know about anybody else, but I got clean 1 minute at a time. I tried for 5, but it was too long. And if I'll just remember, that's how I started out clean. The basics are just as important today, and stay living in the here and now 1 minute at a time. I keep that unmagnified unreasonability out of my life. And I pass.
Hi, my name's Lud and I'm an addict. I'm scared coming up here today, not because I'm sitting in front of a microphone, but because I've heard quite a few things today that made me scared about myself. What it looks like is I'm going to have to give myself a break. And I'd much rather give everybody else in this room a break before I give myself one. I kind of had to come to this meeting today because for the first 3 years of my sobriety, I didn't want to hear this poem. Anybody read it, my hearing went off. I became instantly deaf. And rereading it, I know why. Just for today, my thoughts will be on my recovery. You know, my brain has twisted that. And what I say to myself is just for today, my thoughts will be on what I need to do better to recover. Not on what I've done today or what I'm doing this moment. Like the lady before me said, I'm in a meeting right now. You can't get any safer than this. You know, I need to stop and think about that, not just keep it in my head. Living and enjoying life without the use of drugs. Thinking about that I haven't used today. Not just thinking about, well, I haven't had the compulsion to use, so no big deal. You know, I haven't used today, and that's a miracle. But I think what's always bothered me the most about this poem is the next line. To have faith in someone else. That's the break I need to give myself. Is that I don't have to do it alone. And to leave the fucking past behind. and know that this is not only a great program, because I believe that with all my heart, but that this program can work for me, not on a general basis, but on an individual basis. And that anybody who's an addict, who's a recovering addict, cares about me. And I know I believe that, but I really think I need to keep reminding myself that, and just give myself that break, and I'll be happier. You know, I'm in a meeting, and that's great. That's what I need to remember. Thank you very much.
I don't think I can put a better tag on it than that. This is a beautiful chapter, and there's a lot of good stuff said, and I want to thank everybody that participated. I get a lot of meaning out of that simple concept of keeping it in just for today. I do some H&I stuff, and I go into a few treatment facilities, and working with newcomers and hearing them talking about all their worries and projections about getting their wives and husbands back and becoming employable again, and worrying about all kinds of stuff years down the road. I want to just give them that concept of the program, keep it in just for today. And that's how the newcomers, the most important people at any meetings, help me remember that I need to keep it in just for today too. I'm real grateful to have the opportunity to be a part of this meeting today, and I'd like to get over here in the corner and circle up, and we'll close up with a couple prayers. Thanks a lot, everybody.